Food for Lane County moves about 9 million pounds of food a year. A very high percentage of that comes from local donors, which we're incredibly lucky to have. And that gives us a little more freedom to not have to rely on businesses or purchasing food. We purchase less than 5% of the 9 million pounds of food that we move, which is pretty incredible.
How the process for us on our end works is we receive the donations either out of Oregon Food Bank or from our local grocery stores. We bring it all in, we separate out, we deal with perishables on this end, so we separate out the dairy products and the bread and that sort of thing. And then what we do is we cull out the bad product, separated from the good, and then we prep all the good product ready for distribution. We have partners that range in size from just a couple of people to 150 families per distribution, so we have to build those out accordingly. Our smaller agencies oftentimes will come into the shopper and we prep out a cooler, we call it the shopper, and it's a cooler prepped for folks to come in and pick their own products, things that they want or can use within their agency or their meal site. We also do pallet builds and distribute that way for our larger agencies and food pantries. And in that situation, what we'll do is we'll weigh product out according to how many folks they serve on a regular basis, and we'll give them the products to our best of our ability that we know they can use. And then we get it prepped the day before and ship it out in the morning to our local partner agencies.
By moving perishable food, we're getting our end users healthier food and better quality food. It shortens the lifespan of the food. So our warehouse here used to have about an 8-week supply in it. We run at about a 4-week supply now because of the more perishable nature of our food. But we're willing to do that because it's getting people healthier and more nutritious food.
I mean, we distribute, 4 million pounds of perishables approximately a year, and that includes meats as well. We average, I think it's 25,000 pounds a week of perishables that come through here that are processed and distributed either directly to the individuals or we ship it out to their agencies.
Some of our food comes from food drives that the community runs, and that's non-perishable stuff. Canned goods, canned protein is always really important from food drives. And while food drives provide a smaller percentage of our total, it's a variety of non-perishable food that we can't source any other way. We can get a truckload of cereal or a truckload of oatmeal, which is fantastic, but we can't run a food bank just with truckloads of cereal and just with truckloads of oatmeal. So we rely on the community to run food drives and bring in a variety of non-perishable food for us.
From our partners, what they do is it's divvied up into areas of the county and the city or wherever you're at, and you can actually find out that information by calling us here at Food for Lane County. And we have a list of, depending on where you're located, that dictates what agency that they would like you to go to. And then you get hooked up to that and you go in and you fill out, it's usually a really, really simple, short form. Just let them know who you are, a few pieces of information, like what's the size of your family, things of that nature. And depending on their day of distribution, you go in on that day during a specified time and you go ahead and get your food.
The building here and our operation is the community's doing. It's their organization. They're the ones that fund it year in and year out. And by and large, people do that because they want to help their hungry neighbors in need. Eugene and Springfield and Lane County in general is a really generous place. And there's people doing amazing things, and there's amazing acts of kindness going on all the time. And without those caring folks, Food for Lane County wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be able to do what we do.
So here at Food for Lane County, we use volunteers in nearly all of our programs. Volunteers participate with Food for Lane County starting as early as 8 o'clock in the morning and go as late as 9 o'clock at night. We have programs ranging from groups of 2 or 3 that help with producing food for Meals on Wheels program, all the way to groups of like 100 that will volunteer at like the grassroots garden. So we have roughly about 110 to about 120 volunteers 5 days a week that are participating in one program or another with Food for Lane County. We have some programs where volunteers are able just to drop in. They don't need to schedule it, they can drop in and just volunteer, and they can stay for up to 6 hours volunteering at one of the grassroots gardens or youth farm programs that we have. And other programs are very time sensitive, as far as we have kitchen programs that we can only maybe schedule 12 volunteers a couple days a week, and so they would work through the volunteer coordinator here at Food for Lane County to schedule their volunteer times. All ages, all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all come together, which is really the fun and exciting part about it here, to actually help other people that they won't even typically see or give the food to directly. A lot of the stuff that we do here is all behind the scenes. So. Go to our website, is great, it's interactive, they can actually see pictures of the programs in action and read a little bit more in detail about when those programs operate, how to get involved, and then they can actually fill out an online application, and then the volunteer coordinator or staff will reply to them and get them on the schedule for volunteering in one of the programs.